Hello everyone, welcome to Brain Blitz Audios. Today we'll be looking at NCERT textbook solutions of mathematics for class 7. We'll be dealing with exercise 6.3, which is found in chapter 6, which is the triangle and its properties. So, let's begin. First question. Find the value of the unknown x in the following diagrams. So, we have a triangle given, and the angles would also be given, and we have to find one unknown x. So, to answer these type of questions, we have to look at a property. Now, this property states that the sum of the measures of the three angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. So, what this means is that in a triangle, the three interior angles all add up to 180 degrees. For example, in this triangle PQR, x plus y plus z would be equal to 180 degrees. So, and this property, that is connecting the three interior angles of a triangle, is referred to as the angle sum property of a triangle. So let's apply this property to this question. So if we look at the diagram, we can see the interior angles are 50 degrees, 60 degrees, and x. So 50 degrees plus 60 degrees plus x would be equal to 180 degrees. Reason: angle sum property. So 50 degrees plus 60 degrees equal to 110 degrees, plus x would be equal to 180 degrees. So x would be equal to 180 degrees minus 110 degrees, which is equal to 70 degrees. So in triangle ABC, x is equal to 70 degrees. Next question. So in this question, let's look at what are the interior angles. So we have 30 degrees, x, and 90 degrees. Right angle, 90 degrees. So 90 degrees plus 30 degrees plus x would be equal to 180 degrees. Reason: angle sum property. So we have to write the reason. And 90 degrees plus 30 degrees would be equal to 120 degrees, plus x would be equal to 180 degrees. So to find x, we take 120 to the other side. X would be equal to 180 degrees minus 120 degrees. Now this would be equal to 60 degrees. So in this question, in triangle PQR, x is equal to 60 degrees. Next question. So we have to find the unknown x in the diagram. We have the interior angles for triangle XYZ as 30 degrees, 110 degrees, and x. So in triangle XYZ, 30 degrees plus 110 degrees plus x would be equal to 180 degrees. Reason: angle sum property. So 30 degrees plus 110 degrees would be equal to 140 degrees plus x would be equal to 180 degrees. X would be equal to 180 degrees minus 140 degrees, which is equal to 40 degrees. So in triangle XYZ, x is equal to 40 degrees. Next question. So in this question we have to find x, and the interior angles are 50 degrees, x and x. So 50 degrees plus x would be equal to 180 degrees. Reason: angle sum property. So x plus x can be written as 2x. 50 degrees plus 2x would be equal to 180 degrees. 2x would be equal to 180 degrees minus 50 degrees, which is equal to 130 degrees. To find x, we take multiplied by 2 the other side. We get 130 degrees divided by 2, which is equal to 65 degrees. So in this diagram, x is equal to 65 degrees. Now the next question says we have to find the unknown x. Now all the interior angles are x. So according to the angle sum property, x plus x plus x would be equal to 180 degrees. The reason: angle sum property. So x plus x can be written as 3x would be equal to 180 degrees. X would be equal to 180 degrees divided by 3, which would be equal to 60 degrees. So in this diagram, x is equal to 60 degrees. Next question. So for this triangle, the interior angles are 2x, x and 90 degrees. Right angle, 90 degrees. So 90 degrees plus 2x plus x would be 180 degrees. Reason: angle sum property. If we add all the interior angles, it would give 180 degrees. So 2x plus x would be equal to 3x. 90 degrees plus 3x would be equal to 180 degrees. So 3x would be equal to 180 degrees minus 90 degrees, which is equal to 90 degrees. And so to find x would be equal to 90 degrees divided by 3, which is equal to 30 degrees. So in this diagram, x would be equal to 30 degrees. Next question. Find the values of the unknowns x and y in the following diagrams. So since it's finding two angles, we'll have to use more than one property. So let's look at the diagram. Now, according to exterior angle property, x plus 50 degrees would be equal to 120 degrees. We discussed about it in the previous video on exercise 6.2. So be sure to watch that. So x plus 50 degrees is equal to 120 degrees. Exterior angle property, that's the reason. So to find x, we take plus 50 to the other side. X would be equal to 120 degrees minus 50 degrees, which will be equal to 70 degrees. So x would be equal to 70 degrees. Now we can see that the interior angles of this triangle is x, 50 degrees, and y. So 50 degrees plus x plus y would be equal to 180 degrees. Reason: angle sum property. So we already know the value of x, we found out. So 50 degrees plus 70 degrees plus y would be equal to 180 degrees. So 120 degrees plus y would be equal to 180 degrees. Y would be equal to 180 degrees minus 120 degrees, which is equal to 60 degrees. So in this triangle, x is equal to 70 degrees and y is equal to 60 degrees. Next question. So in this question, we can see that angles y and angle 80 degrees, they are opposite to each other and they form an x. Now these both are called vertically opposite angles, and vertically opposite angles are always equal. Vertically opposite angles. Now to recognize a vertically opposite angle, they must form an x. They must intersect each other. So y is equal to 80 degrees. Now to find x, we'll use the angle sum property. The interior angles are y, x, and 50 degrees. So x plus y plus 50 degrees would be equal to 180 degrees. Reason: angle sum property. So we know the value of y, so x plus 80 degrees plus 50 degrees would be equal to 180 degrees. X plus 130 degrees would be equal to 180 degrees. X would be equal to 180 degrees minus 130 degrees, which gives us 50 degrees. So in this diagram, x is equal to 50 degrees and y is equal to 80 degrees. Next question. Find the values of unknown x and y. So in this diagram, we'll use the exterior angle property. So 50 degrees plus 60 degrees would be equal to x. Reason: exterior angle property. So 50 degrees plus 60 degrees would be equal to 110 degrees. So x is equal to 110 degrees. Now to find y, we'll use the angle sum property. Interior angles are 50 degrees, 60 degrees, and y. Y plus 50 degrees plus 60 degrees would be equal to 180 degrees. Reason: angle sum property. So 50 degrees plus 60 degrees is equal to 110 degrees. Y plus 110 degrees would be equal to 180 degrees. Y would be equal to 180 degrees minus 110 degrees. So, Y is equal to 70 degrees in this diagram. So, X is equal to 110 degrees and Y is equal to 70 degrees. Next question. Find the values of unknowns X and Y. Now, if we look at the diagram, X and 60 degrees are opposite to each other and they form an X. So, they are vertically opposite angles. And vertically opposite angles are always equal. So, X would be equal to 60 degrees. Now, to solve for Y, 30 degrees, X and Y are the interior angles. So, 30 degrees plus X plus Y would be equal to 180 degrees. Reason? Angle sum property. So we know the value of X, 30 degrees plus 60 degrees plus Y would be equal to 180 degrees. Y plus 90 degrees would be equal to 180 degrees. Y is equal to 180 degrees minus 90 degrees, which is equal to 90 degrees. So in this question, X is equal to 60 degrees and Y is equal to 90 degrees. Let's move on to the next question. So, in this question, Y and 90 degrees are opposite to each other and they form an X. So they are vertically opposite angles and they are always equal. Y would be equal to 90 degrees. Reason? Vertically opposite angles. Now, the interior angles of this triangle are X, X and Y. So X plus Y would be equal to 180 degrees. Reason? Angle sum property. So we know Y, X plus 90 degrees would be equal to 180 degrees. So, X plus X is 2X. 2X plus 90 degrees would be equal to 180 degrees. 2X would be equal to 180 degrees minus 90 degrees, which is equal to 90 degrees. And so, X would be equal to 90 degrees divided by 2, which is equal to 45 degrees. So in this diagram, X is equal to 45 degrees and Y is equal to 90 degrees. Let's move on to the last question. Now in this question, we observe that Y and X are opposite to each other and they form an X shape. So, X would be equal to Y. Reason? Vertically opposite angles. Now let's look at the other X. So in this X, this is vertically opposite to this angle, and vertically opposite angles are always equal, so this angle can be written as x. But since x is equal to y, this angle can also be written as y. Similarly, this x is vertically opposite to this angle. Now, this angle can be named as x, but since x is equal to y, this can be named as y. Now, the interior angles of this triangle are y, y, and y. So, y plus y plus y would be equal to 180 degrees. Reason: angle sum property. So 3y is equal to 180 degrees. So y is equal to 180 degrees divided by 3. So y is equal to 60 degrees. Now, since x is equal to y, x would also be equal to 60 degrees. So in this diagram, x is equal to 60 degrees and y is also equal to 60 degrees. That's all, folks. We hope you found it interesting. For more useful videos, please subscribe to our channel, Brain Blitz Audios. Until the next episode, take care, stay safe. Ta-ta for now.